Fuck, what's going on YouTube? You know who it is, it's your boy TheFlightMike, and I'm coming at you guys with an NBA 2K13 MyTEAM gameplay video, and hopefully if we win this game, we could get into the 3rd seed. This could potentially be my last game in the 4th seed, so we'll see how it goes. But today I'm going to be bringing you a video talking about my wish list for MyTEAM and a potential crew mode if it does make it into NBA 2K14. First of all, before we start this commentary, I want to apologize if my voice sounds weird, funny, or hoarse. I do unfortunately have a sore throat, and I'm pushing this commentary through because it's been a while since I brought you guys a commentary. So without further ado, let's get on to it. Let's talk about MyTEAM. First thing I'd like to see in MyTEAM mode, different versions of cards. For example, I would like to see a silver tire rookie card of LeBron James or Kevin Durant. I would like to be able to play with 2006 Kobe Bryant that averaged 35 points per game and see his stats really inflated. I would like LeBron James to not be able to shoot the 3 because in his rookie year he was not able to shoot the 3. I would like to see Kevin Durant be destroyed defensively because in his rookie year he wasn't that good defensively. So those are some examples. I would like to see different versions of cards because that would add a little bit of a cool collector's view into the game, and this is definitely something I got from EA Sports Ultimate Team game mode. But then again, this game mode was kind of originated from EA Sports Ultimate Team game mode, so who really cares? The next thing I would like to request is the ability to play against my friends. There's a lot of times where D Coop and I are talking smack to each other saying, whose my team would be better? No, we really don't ever talk smack to each other about playing against each other with our my teams, but I'm just saying it for the video's sake. But I would like to invite one of my friends into a session where our my teams could take on each other for a little bit of VC, you know. It would be really cool to be able to do that, and I would I think personally it would be a lot of fun to play against other people's my teams. Number 3, as you guys know, as you advance in the seeds and you get to the 3rd or 2nd seed, it starts getting very difficult to start winning games without paying a lot of VC. So I think the best idea is my team to have its own specific VC salary cap option in which you could construct your team with a certain amount of VC and you cannot pass this amount of VC given to you per seed. So say if you're in the 8th seed, you for example would be given 150, 250, maybe 500 VC to spend per game on your my team. Actually, that might be a little bit too much, but you get where I'm going with this. If once you advance in seeding, then you will be able to purchase better all-stars so you could make your team much better. I don't want to see players with, you know, John Wall, well not John Wall, but you get Derrick Rose, Chris Paul, or Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard on the same team when I'm in the 8th seed. When I'm in the 8th seed, I'm expecting to play teams that have Terrence Ross, Austin Rivers, you know, those kind of players. So I think a salary cap would be really cool for my team mode. That way, those people that have a lot of money and a lot of VC or VC glitchers will not be able to prosper in my team mode that easily. Thirdly, I would like to find a way to purchase legends much more simply. I've seen far too many videos of people that have 100 something K VC purchasing packs and packs and packs of gold packs only to find that they don't get a single legend, cough cough YMDTV. So I would like a nicer way to purchase legends, maybe a legends only pack. Oh, that's very expensive, like 10k VC, but you don't always get like a really gold star legend. For example, you've seen plenty of other legends in my team, legends that you don't really hear about much, like Rick Mahorn or, you know, Will Purdue or somebody like that. So a pack that consists mainly of those kind of players would be really cool. and having a legend guaranteed would make it much simpler to acquire legends. Next, I would like different versions of legends. How cool would it be to play with Michael Jordan in his rookie year, or Dominique Wilkins when he was on the Clippers? Or for example, you could get a legend card and you could be all excited for your legend card, but say you get Karl Malone only to find out that it was the Lakers version of Karl Malone. And we all remember the Lakers version of Karl Malone was 40 years old. He was way past his prime. He's not as good. Or it would be cool to be able to play with Orlando Magic Shaq, Lakers Shaq, Miami Heat Shaq, Phoenix Suns Shaq. It would suck to get a Boston Celtics Shaq card or a Cleveland Cavaliers Shaq card, but you get my point. The next idea is to have the ability to purchase coaches straight from teams and have their stock rise and fall. I don't know if you guys know this, but I get most of my VC from buying low-level players and low-level talent right as they're about to break out. For example, Earl Clark, Andre Drummond. I tried investing in Austin Rivers. I'm currently investing in Tobias Harris, Mo Harkless, players like that. Wouldn't it be cool to be able to do the same with coaches? And not only that, don't you think coaches don't have enough of an effect on the game? It would also be cool to have legendary coaches coaching on the sidelines for your MyTEAM. Imagine having Phil Jackson run your team. He brings the triangle offense to your team. Maybe it's not a good fit for your team. And that brings me into my next idea, a chemistry option. We all know not all teams have been successful together despite the amount of Hall of Famers that they've acquired. For example, this year's Lakers, they're a good team on paper, but if you look at what has happened this year, they have not exactly lived up to the hype. Or if you look at the 2003-2004 Lakers, again not living up to the hype. So chemistry should factor in somewhat into MyTEAM, just to make sure that you don't have those ridiculously cheesy teams, and add a little bit of essence of unpredictability, if you know what I mean. The final request I have for MyTEAM is the ability to include classic courts and arenas. I would love to be able to play in the old Seattle Supersonics arena or the old Los Angeles Fabulous Forum. But let me know what you guys think about my ideas for MyTEAM, or if you have any ideas of your own for MyTEAM. I'm open to all suggestions, because right now I want to bring you guys my crew mode ideas for a potential crew mode, because although we all really desperately want crew, it was definitely the most fun multiplayer experience I have had. And you're talking to a guy that plays Call of Duty, MyTEAM, Halo, all sorts of online multiplayer experiences, and I'm definitely putting crew at the top. Why am I putting crew mode at the top? The reason I'm putting crew mode at the top is because it requires an element of teamwork and chemistry that you cannot find in Call of Duty. How many times have you gone like 60-2 in Call of Duty, or pulled off a beast gameplay and won the game by yourself without the help of your teammates or anything? You can't do that in crew mode. If you ball hog in crew mode, you'll probably lose the game. So the fact that there's chemistry involved makes crew mode much more fun. And here are some requests I have, and some things I also found that other people have online. So the first thing I would like to see in crew mode is advanced stats and leaderboards, because most people who are into sports games are obviously huge stat heads. Honestly, I remember whenever we would be searching for a game, I would go back and look at my stats comparing to my crew stats. I would be like, yo, check this out. I have I remember back in 2K11 or 2K10, it was total, it would give you your stat total, but it wouldn't give you your stat averages, if you know what I mean. So it would say, for example, I would have 60 total assists, and D-Coop would have something like 200 something total points throughout, I think, 6 games we played. I don't know, but that's an example I'm showing you guys. But what I would like to see is me being featured in every single presentation loading screen. You know when you what I'm talking about when you start up a game, those little presentation loading screens. I would like the other team to see 9 assists per game, or whenever you actually start up the game, the presentation usually says, if you don't skip this right before the tip-off, there's always these little scouting reports on each player. For example, for Dwight Howard, you would see very dominant in the post, very good and intimidating on the defensive end, great shot blocker, terrible free throw shooter, something like that. So I would think it would be very cool to have something like that in crew mode. So if I am a guy that is very good at setting up his teammates and finding them in the right spots and making my teammates better, I would like it to say that on a scouting report. And how do I know that this isn't too much to ask? Because the game does this already for you. The game has done this for you on your VIP profile. If you ever pay attention, you will find in your VIP profile or in an online ranked match, next time you're in timeout, go push like right trigger a couple of times and you'll get a scouting report of your opponent saying that he likes to play run and gun basketball, he never plays on ball defense, something like that. So I think it would be really cool to bring that into a potential crew mode, if this is assuming that crew mode of course is going to be part of this game. So that is an idea. I have a great idea, in my opinion, to add stats, very advanced statistics into crew mode for everybody to see and the competition to see. So I would also like to have further customization in crew mode. I would like to see the ability to actually customize your court, change the towel pattern. You want your towel to look exactly like the Brooklyn Nets? Go for it. If you want your towel to look like the TD Garden, why not? Change your logo, possibly even import a logo from online. I think that would be really cool to further customize your crew. I will go out on a limb and already commend 2K for what have they done on the customization aspect of the past crew games. We had the ability to customize our jerseys, we had the ability to pick our own names. Now we should go even deeper, especially because they have taken a 2-year hiatus from crew mode. Moving on, I would like to, this is an idea I had in the past and I'm not really sure if it was very favorable, but this is something I got from FIFA, and this is to prevent cheesing and ridiculously good players in a very short amount of time. I think it would be a great idea to have your own separate My Player exclusively for crew games, and how you would upgrade him and make him better would be via a task list or a goals list, very similar to how NBA Ballers did it, if any of you guys have played it. Or pretty much, I'll give you an example. If you want to increase your 3-point rating, the way you would be able to do that would be by shooting more threes, making smarter shots, etc., etc. And by doing this, you will increase your 3-point rating, not by just dumping a bunch of VC onto your 3-point rating. That's an idea I have for crew mode to prevent those 7'5" players. But I'm assuming that one of the reasons why they took out crew mode was to upgrade it, and I'm hoping that they already figured something out for that. That's just something I'm throwing out in the air. My next request will go towards VC and skill point incentives, which pretty much means that if you remember, when we would play crew, we would not have much of an incentive to play crew except for bragging rights and those awesome highlights you would make with your teammates. So I think it's only fair to include VC and or skill points, depends on what they want to do next year, into crew mode. And the way we could do that is you use your typical teammate grade system. Every player will probably get a different amount of VC. You'll obviously get a set amount of VC for winning, and even include dynamic goals into the game. That way you could also motivate players to have a more team-based game. For example, a goal could be make sure to box out your opponent on the next possession, or something like that, to promote much more teammate-oriented basketball rather than your typical isolation basketball or cheesy basketball, to make sure it's simulation style. After all, we are trying to keep NBA 2K sim last time I checked, so that's just another idea I had. My final request would probably be a crew practice mode to let us practice some plays, or just get our game together and stuff like that. If you want to focus on your own little plays for your crew, that would be really cool, so you could make sure we could run those plays to perfection in an actual game. It would be cool if we could create our own plays for our crew, but I think that might be pushing it a little bit. Finally, I had another idea, and I think this is a really good idea. Tournaments and playoff style formats, and this is when my team and crew combine, and I'm sure you guys got this from FIFA also, and that's by having a little seeding format in crew. Or if you ever played FIFA Pro Clubs, what would happen is, after you would pass your seed and make it to the next division, you will get the opportunity to play for a cup. I think it'll be really freaking cool to be able to play for trophies in crew mode, and those trophies could also have other incentives besides trophies themselves. For example, if you win one trophy, you could have you could get a VC incentive, or a couple of extra VC towards your crew, or you could boost your crew up on the leaderboards and stuff like that. So I think it would be really cool if we could have tournaments. That would make this game mode very addicting, and I want to go out and say that crew mode was probably the most fun mode I have played in a video game, and it was an ingenious mode, and I really hope that they bring it back. Now, how they're gonna bring it back is very important, because the one reason I was not on my console playing crew the whole time was because the fact that they had connectivity issues. So hopefully they fix that. It's been 2 years. Hopefully they bring it back, because I've been talking a lot of smack to K-Spade, and we need to smack the made man groups in crew mode. So hopefully that goes well. You can see over here, we finally make it to the 3rd seed. I acquire Larry Bird. Hell no, I'm not putting Celtics jerseys on my team. But anyways, you guys, I would like to hear your suggestions. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up to send it to LD2K. This guy does actually hear you out and actually takes your suggestions. If you aren't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you like my videos, and be sure to follow your boy on Twitter, because I answer all of my tweets. Besides that, it's your boy TheFlightMike, and